Well, this week, everything seems to be going on and on again. We're still being attacked by the Houthis. We're still at war with Hamas. Things are heating up in Syria once again. It's just, this war, it doesn't want to come to an end, does it? Well, we're going to talk about everything in this video, so stay tuned.
TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Well, thank you guys for what you are doing with us here in the State of Israel. It is such a blessing to be a part of this thing together with you, with your support. It's an amazing thing to be a part of.
Yes.
Well, first of all, you see I'm back.
Yes.
I'm here.
Praise the Lord.
I'm back now, but I'm leaving. I'm going back. I'm in the middle. I already had a week done of training, and now I have another week of training coming ahead of me this coming week for the Jerusalem Battalion. And even while I'm off with all of this, where it's been almost 4 months this time with the war and now the Jerusalem Battalion, where I'm not home and you're having to do most of it, but it's with your guys' support that we were able to get a place where you don't have to pass it out physically anymore. They come to us, stock the shelves up full of food, all because of you guys feeding these people physically and spiritually. It is such an amazing thing to be a part of. You are making a difference. And the statistic of Israel of 1 out of 3 children going to bed hungry every night. It is a beautiful thing to be a part of. We thank you guys so much. If you haven't and you want to be a part of this, just go to your web browser and type in thegoldenreport.com and go to the support us page there and find it whichever way is best for you. It's just an amazing thing we're here together with doing. It's so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Well, let's get started.
Let's do it.
Up until now, the IDF has not gone into Dir al-Balakh because of the possibility of advancing on locations where hostages have been held, causing the murder of our hostages by the Gaza civilians that are holding them against their will all this time. This week, the IDF has begun to operate in these areas, in which is the central part of Gaza, to start clearing out the Hamas terrorists with intelligence that assure us that we're not putting any of our hostages in danger. So that is a big step. You know, it's been a while that, Gaza, like I've been saying for a while, the only thing left for us in Gaza is to bring our hostages home. We're not going to get rid of a word, Hamas, because that's what it is. It's just a word in the ideology that's in the people, all of them. Like I said, it's not Hamas holding our hostages. It's the Gaza civilians. We know it time after time after time. So it's not Hamas. But anyway, so it doesn't matter about getting rid of a name Hamas. We're just trying to get our hostages home so that then we can begin the process of terrorizing, I guess you could call it, militarizing, terrorizing the Gaza Strip and making it a place that will no longer cause a threat to the state of Israel, which is one of our goals we put in, Israel has put on at the beginning of this war.
Just as you said, Gaza is Hamas, Hamas is Gaza. There's no difference what name you put on it. It's a terrorist ideology that unfortunately, Lot, he said, find 10 righteousness. I'm not sure in Gaza you have 10. I'm not sure. I think it's even less. There's people who just, most of them for almost 2 years the civilians knew if they didn't hold them, some of them held them.
Hold them themselves.
Some of them knew where they are. Nobody, not even one, contacted. And IDF tried everything. They even dropped leaflets and publicly
do the right thing. We even tried giving them money, everything.
Information, just a little bit, and none of them. And we know, and of course we know because the few generations they just been passing this ideology and teaching it in schools, in UNRWA, UN schools, right? So it just doesn't matter how we call it, like you said. This is the ideology that Gaza under it.
Yes.
So we have to make sure Gaza not threatening Israel anymore. That's what
right.
we're trying to do
Well, I'm out of Gaza. I've been out of it, and out of
Yes.
Gaza, out of Lebanon, out of Syria, and out of all the other places. And out of the unit that I've been in for 25 years, I'm only now in the Jerusalem Battalion. I'm putting a video together, by the way, of what I can. You know, this is what I'm in now. The Jerusalem Battalion is just regular infantry. It's not a lot of, there's a lot of things are not classified in regular infantry. So I'll be able to put in, I think, hopefully, together a nice little video that I've been trying to work on. With this Jerusalem Battalion here coming up in the next few weeks. So I've been training all this week now, and then beginning all next week, I'm also training. Well, the IDF continues to attack Yemen sites where the Houthis are in control in the Hodeidah port, but this time with unmanned drones and not our fighter pilots doing it themselves. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't understand why Hodeidah still is a place that exists on the map. Why the U.S., while they were still helping us in this problem we had, in this threat, and then even ourselves, why we haven't just erased it off the map. I don't understand all these places that are, you know, being used as attack bases. Why are they? Because you hear us every week. It's the same thing. It almost gets boring to hear. We attacked Hodeidah. We attacked Hodeidah.
Yeah.
We attacked Hodeidah. Well, what's left of Hodeidah? Let's just go ahead and get rid of
That's a good
Hodeidah,
question.
and let's start and go from there.
Yeah, that's a good question because they still threaten us. They still, just last week, they sank two boats, and some of the members were killed. Some of the members were kidnapped. So I agree with you. I don't understand why we're just not going all in. I know we have problems. Well, Israel, IDF, usually works with a lot of intelligence. Look at what we did to Hezbollah.
Yeah.
Iran, every week, every day, we have explosions there inside and many, well, we don't say it's us, but there's mysterious explosions in Iran every day, right? So we have a lot of intelligence, and that's how we work. Unfortunately, in Yemen, we don't have a lot of intelligence.
Yeah.
And the United States also. So we have to go all in, blow up the Hodeidah port, like you said. That's it. And this time, by the way, there were two changes. We attacked with unmanned drones, like you said,
Right.
but also we didn't give any prior notice, which is also different than usual. So yesterday, the Israeli government in the Knesset approved the sovereignty of the biblical Judea and Samaria area. This is the first time the government showed support and even talked about this subject. No laws were passed, unfortunately, yet, but this is a clear statement what Israel don't want. We don't want two-state solution. Most of the people in Israel not agree to do a Palestinian state in Samaria. It's not going to happen. This is a clear statement. Meanwhile, Yossi Dagan, the head of the Samaria Regional Council, working hard to get support from many American leaders, including 30 senators that openly support the idea of Israeli sovereignty over Judea and Samaria.
Yes.
It's great news.
It's well, on a personal note, and I think everyone would agree, I sure hope. No one wants to have a two-state solution. There is a lot of people who think there's going to be a two-state solution, obviously, from reading the scriptures and the prophecies. Yes. But we'll see. Right now, what you're talking about is very true. The people of Israel do not want a two-state solution, and this movement that you're seeing in the Knesset shows is just the proof in the pudding. When or if we get the two-state solution, it's going to probably be an external force like the U.S. pressuring us to do so, because right now, like you said, we're moving towards the other side, the other way. At the beginning of the week, it looked like we might have a new hostage deal, but then Hamas, during the negotiations, came with a ridiculous offer or counteroffer that showed everyone that they are not serious and not wanting to make any kinds of deals, only to continue to stall and play the games that they always do. Now, even the Arab parts,
Mediators.
were so shocked by their Hamas, not even just the Western world. They realized they were making a joke, right? Well, at the same time, this week they have ramped up their campaign of lies about starvation in Gaza that is funny because there is nearly 1,000 large semi-trucks full of humanitarian aid that are just waiting to be picked up by the UN. The only reason there's not 4,000 or 5,000 trucks is because Israel's waiting for them to pick those up to put more in. And on the other side, we have more ready to go, you know? So the same UN that's campaigning saying the starvation is not taking the aid to give to the people.
Exactly.
So
That's so hypocritical.
and it's just the UN has gotten so bold in their lies and stuff that they don't even care anymore because they realize now that the people that's on their side, the anti-Semitics that are running around, that are in places of running the countries and stuff like France, for example, they're just so on their side they don't need truth anymore. So they don't even try anymore to even act like.
Yes, and unfortunately, the most Western media picked up this false blood libel or campaign or fake campaign about starvation and showing the pictures of sick children that have very, very rare conditions that they, of course, they look very, very skinny. They show these pictures and presenting them as starving and dying from starvation because of Israel. None of them stop for a second and think, what will happen if Egypt just opened the border? What will happen if Hamas won't steal the aid that goes in? We just showed this week the video from the tunnels. Chubby, fat, you can say, Hamas members, terrorists, eating mangoes and rice and what? Are you serious? And everybody see that, but still the media choose to show the fake campaign. Actually, they just basically saying what Hamas saying. They the speakers of Hamas, and it's so sad. This is our world that we live in right now.
Yeah,
it is sad.
Yeah, it really is. Well, talking about the news that gets out, well, most of the media we all know is run by a left-wing agenda of most countries around the world, and it's very clear that they push these stories like genocide in Gaza, which is an absolute lie, right?
Yeah.
During the times while Muslims around the world are killing and beheading Christians and all other kinds of people, right? And not talking about that because God forbid they turn them into the bad guys because they got to keep the Muslims as the victim to keep this story going. So they can't tell the truth about what's going on in the whole world so that they can keep up the lie what's happening here in Israel.
It's amazing. Any person with two eyes that look at the map of the Middle East see right away who is the conqueror, who is the oppressor, who is the occupation. We are a small little country. And we actually have in this very country 21% Arabs that live, vote, study.
We have Arab Supreme Court judges. We have Arab Knesset members in the government. We have Arab.
But the apartheid. Oh, come on.
Well, on a political note, one of the religious parties in the coalition have pulled out this week because of a military draft law that was passed. The religious. The ultra-religious people in Israel, they get out of doing their military service if they study the Torah. It's either or, and they've kind of taken advantage of it, and so the government's trying to put everything back into order, and it's causing a lot of problems. Which during a time we really don't need it. We don't need the problems, but we need the people in the army.
Well, after the atrocities in Syria was stopped by the ceasefire deal that Trump promoted, Israel is taking care of the Druze population in southern Syria. Also, Israeli officials will meet, actually they're meeting right now as we speak, with Syrian counterparts right now as we speak. And they're going to talk about the coordination. Well, we have a problem, guys. IDF is in the southern Syria because we're trying to protect our borders. We don't want the 7th of October to happen from Syrian border.
Right.
Then we have Druze population, most of them in South Syria, and we want them to stay there because they kind of are protection, you can say. I know it sounds bad.
It's like a buffer zone.
Yes. we know Druze some of them very okay with Israel. I don't say they love Israel, but they're okay with Israel. They don't have this jihadist mind ideology that we have with the new government, right? So we're trying to help the Druze. We're trying to preserve them. We don't want them to be slaughtered.
We want them on the borders
Yes.
to be a buffer zone between the real enemy and our border. That's what's going on.
But we have a problem because how deep can we go in? Do you want to send troops, IDF troops, boots on the ground and really fight for Druze or not? Or maybe we just bomb like we did last week. We just bombed their capital, Damascus. So how far can Israel go? And we already got condemnation
we
from
went
all over
pretty
the
far
world.
already. We took out the entire Syrian military's arsenal.
Yes.
We have bases that we are boots on the ground inside Syria. How further do you want to go? So yeah, absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, take out the threat. And if by doing so, it's just a fringe benefit that we've helped the Druze, who, like you said, they might not be our best friends, but they're not our enemies.
Yes.
Well, then why not? I think we should do it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but between two evils, you always choose the Druze. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Because the other side, the jihadists.
We see what.
I don't know if you see, guys, but horrible videos coming out and.
Syria is really bad.
Yeah, well, we know.
They look like the videos coming out of Syria right now look like the videos that they were putting out on 7th of October.
Exactly.
In Israel.
When I see these white pickups again driving around with jihadists loaded with RPGs and weapons, that just throw me back to this day. And I think we're kind of stuck with Syria. I don't know, whatever we do, we always get condemnation and we'll always be the bad guys. Most of the media, Western media, as I told before, they didn't even see that the Druze were slaughtered. They just saw Israel bombing Syria. Oh, bad guys, Israel again, trying to take all over the Middle East, I guess that's what they think.
Yeah, well, you got anything else you want to add?
I think I talked a lot today.
Okay. Well, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next time,
Shabbat Shalom.
God bless.